Good morning, everyone, and welcome to The First Serve, presented by our friends at Nespresso. Ben Lewis alongside Nick McCarville. This is the National Bank Open presented by Rogers, and we've reached the business end of the tournament. Quarterfinal Friday. This is the time, Ben, when you can feel that pressure, some of the thickness in the air. We're very excited for these final few days of the tournament.
Yeah, pressure rising, energy rising. I'm feeling more tension, and surely the players are too. And we had some mega upsets we got to get into, starting with world number 1 Iga Swiatek is gone. Beatriz Haddad Maia, first-time quarterfinalist here in Toronto.
Yeah, huge win for Haddad Maia yesterday in 3 hours. Her first ever win over a world number 1, the 26-year-old from Brazil. We're going to talk about some of the history that she's making at this tournament. Served really well down the end into that third set. And also for Swiatek, just didn't necessarily bring that zip that we've seen from her the rest of the season into those final few innings of the match.
Yeah, I think difficult conditions, a lot of wind swirling made it tough, and Haddad Maia just served so well, as you said, throughout that match, getting the win in 3 sets, 7-5 in the third. Others advancing. Simona Halep still alive in this tournament. Coco Gauff still playing fantastic tennis.
Yeah, she certainly is. That was 3 hours for Iga Swiatek, over 3 hours for Coco Gauff, out on a windy grandstand, taking out Aryna Sabalenka. She was actually down 3-0, Ben. I was courtside for that third set. Down 3-0, I think down on herself, said she kind of switched back to the mentality that she had in the last couple of years, righted her ship. She was able to win that match, second in a row in a third set tiebreak. That's mature tennis against Rybakina, the Wimbledon champion, and then against Sabalenka. To do that, to make the quarterfinals, big stuff from Coco.
Yeah, back-to-back wins against incredible players, as you mentioned. The Wimbledon champion the previous round, now taking out Sabalenka, and lighting up that grandstand court. You have to think Coco Gauff. We're going to see her center court very soon, I think.
Yeah, we certainly will. We mentioned, of course, the Swiatek upset, the world number 1. Didn't necessarily have the best day in the office, but she actually was in this room after that loss. Let's go ahead and hear from Iga.
Well, I think, at the beginning I struggled to find my rhythm on court, probably because, she's lefty and I had a hard time adjusting to her serve, and plus the wind. I think without the wind I would manage, but it was pretty crazy out there. But, in the third set, which was pretty tight, I knew what mistakes I've made, so I know what I want to work on and what I want to improve before next tournament for sure.
And of course, we had our night session on Sobi Stadium. Bianca Andreescu, she'd been playing so well, but it's Zheng Qingwen of China who's moving into the quarterfinals with the, I guess we can call it an upset over Bibi.
Yeah, big time upset. World number 51. She's 19 years young, Zheng Qingwen. She actually worked with Carlos Rodriguez previously, who was Li Na's coach. She's a Chinese player that a lot of people are very excited for, plays athletic tennis. I actually thought that for Bianca, she'd played nearly 5 hours of tennis into this match. I thought that played an impact. But how about for Qingwen? She's a player that we're expecting big things from in the future. She's the now baby. She gets into the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000.
Well, she's the now, and she's the Canadian killer in this tournament as well. Takes out Rebecca Marino to start, now Bianca Andreescu.
One activation that Tennis Canada has had this tournament is the mental timeout, talking all about mental positivity and Coco Gauff. She's into the quarterfinals. She checked in with us and she took the mental timeout pledge.
Tennis demands confidence and self-belief to reach peak performance. The Positive Court Pledge acknowledges the need for a more open conversation to reduce stigma around struggles with mental health. I pledge to make tennis safer and healthier and to promote mental well-being and resilience. Words matter, so I pledge to use them to inspire, support, respect, and encourage tennis athletes. I pledge to respect the rules of tennis and be considerate to organizers, officials, and volunteers. I pledge to model good conduct and character on and off the court to distinguish tennis as a sport that welcomes everyone.
We have so much amazing tennis ahead this Friday. Coco Gauff against Simona Halep. That's my favorite match on the lineup. We talked about how incredible Gauff is playing, and Simona Halep, the 2-time champion. What are you expecting there?
Well, I'm expecting a big battle for Coco Gauff. She's never taken a set off of Simona Halep. 0-3, 0-6 in sets, including 2 matchups. We were talking about it earlier, Ben. 2 matchups this year, both of those in straight sets for Simona Halep. I think for Coco, it's the fact that the matchup doesn't work very well for her, but for Simona, two-time champ, 2016, 2018, she hasn't won here in Toronto before. I think Coco's playing some really good tennis. How do you think this one will shape up?
Well, I think certainly Coco's going to learn from those past few matches.
Yeah.
We know how experienced Halep is on these courts as well. Oh gosh, this is a coin flip.
Remember, Coco is my pick for the tournament.
Coco is your pick for the tournament. I'm not going to steal that pick from you. I will say we're going to get 3 sets instead of 2. How about that?
I like that. Okay, so 3 sets perhaps for Coco Gauff against Simona Halep. We're also going to see Jessica Pegula against Yulia Putintseva, and Putintseva's been playing some pretty surprising, some great tennis.
Yeah, she's on a bit of a run. Big victory over Paula Badosa earlier in the tournament. Badosa dealing with some muscle cramps, but Putintseva, some firepower from the back of the court, takes out Alison Risk, and Pegula we know plays really well in hard courts too.
This is a full look at your order of play for Friday. Here's the matchups. It's all happening on center court, including, as we mentioned, Beatriz Haddad Maia taking on Iga Swiatek. Now the Brazilian, she's 26. She's had a big run. Ben, we need to learn a little bit more about her. What do you got?
Well, 26-year-old Brazilian and setting some history, becoming the first Brazilian to reach the quarterfinals in Canada in 25 years.
Wow.
Gustavo Kirten actually made the finals
Guga.
in 1997. Yes, that's right. And she's one of 3 players this season to have multiple titles. 2 titles on the grass court surface. That lefty serve is massive, as we saw against Iga, and it can really do some damage. She could keep going here.
Yeah, she certainly could. So Haddad Maia into the quarterfinals. Massive stuff. I love the Guga stat. Well done on that. Lastly, we want to talk about today, we've got some great doubles in action, including Gabriela Dabrowski, the Canadian who is the defending champion in the doubles.
Yes, last season Gabby Dabrowski winning in Montreal alongside Luisa Stefani, also Brazilian player we should mention.
There we go.
Now she's alongside Juliana Olmos, and they had a title earlier this season in Rome. I think that's a great pairing, and we know Gabby loves playing back in Canada.
Yeah, and also other exciting doubles pairings this tournament, including Sania Mirza, who said it's going to be her last year on tour, the legendary Indian player, playing alongside Madison Keys. You also have Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula, who are into the quarterfinals of the singles and the doubles.
Yeah, what a pairing, what a lineup, as always, for the Friday from the National Bank Open presented by Rogers. Yes, as we know, stacked lineup for singles and doubles as we close in on the end of our National Bank Open tournament, and we close in on saying goodbye to you, Nick.
That's it. I have to fly to Cincinnati this afternoon, so I'm headed off to next week, but leaving the show in your capable hands as you make your way into semifinal weekend. But it's been a joy. We've had a good time. We've had a lot of coffee here on the First Serve presented by Nespresso.
Well, that's why the energy's so high, right?
Yeah,
What else?
absolutely. And we do love our tennis too,
Yes.
just a little bit.
Just a tea bit.
Yeah,
Well, I shouldn't mention tea because we drink coffee.
We do, only the coffee. He's Ben Lewis. I'm Nick McCarville. You're watching the First Serve presented by Nespresso, National Bank Open presented by Rogers. It's quarterfinal Friday. Let's play some tennis.